Welcome. Here we are. Episode 9. Yes, episode 9. You made it, folks. You made it. We now have 33 subscribers across all platforms. What? Thank you, Mom and Dad, for setting up multiple accounts and subscribing through all of those accounts. I greatly appreciate that. That's true. That's true loyalty. And loyalty is a very important theme that I'd like to discuss today. Because these hoes ain't loyal. I mean, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't even use that word. In Trinidad, I don't know if the kids do it because the kids are a bit more sensitive. But we used to call dancing ladies hoes. Right? Which is, I think that's a bit degrading. Sex workers? No, but they're not. They're just dancing. They're theater. They're from the theater. They're performing from the theater. It's Monday, as always. I got a little haircut. Oh yeah, look at the curls. Look at the curls. I told them, get rid of all the rubbish. Get rid of 2022. Ugh. They say you grow 6 inches in a year. So I told him, take off that 6 inches. Take it off right now. So he did, I think. Look at the beautiful locks. I don't think it's a mullet, but some people have been saying that it is a mullet, and that's fine. I don't have anything against the mulleted individuals. Most of the people have been bald, affluent whites, balls, who have been making negative comments about a mullet. But it keeps your wife in check. It keeps your wife in check. Happy wife, happy life. But I think your husbands have to be happy sometimes too. And we all know there's only one thing that keeps the husbands happy. If they are blown some kisses at the start and the end of every day. And the truth is this. The libidos don't line up. Now, they line up a little bit when you first meet each other. You know what I mean? There's all those feelings. When you're a teenager, you know, the feelings first start. They get stirred up. And, you go into your 20s and they're deeper, stronger, but not as, what's the word, boy? Not as final. I've talked about this before. But when you're a teenager, everything just seems to have all this weight on it. You know what I mean? You can't wait to see your girlfriend again. You can't wait, whatever. You start making love. Let's make love. And make love. But then you get into your 20s. And it's a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's nicer. You learn techniques. You don't really know what you're doing in your teens. Well, some of us don't. I have a very mature friend. Well, he was mature when he was younger. Now I guess we're the only same level of maturity, which is children. Men don't grow. We don't grow up past 21. That's just how we stay. We learn things. We learn wisdom. But the maturity level is still quite low. Shout out to man like Spanish, who in Form 1 brought I can't even call it an article. What would it have been in, what year was that? 1998, okay? It was probably his friend, somebody wrote it and then just circulated it around. I didn't even think I had an email address back then. And it was how to be nice to a woman with your mouth down there. It was how to be a gentleman. Because before you start, you kind of think like, oh, it's like a little penis down there. You gotta go at it like a madman. You have to punish that thing like you've been punishing yourself, but it's quite different. It's a love-making situation. But he brought in I'll never forget, he printed it out. And me and him sat next to each other and memorized all of these steps. Some of these steps I still use to this day. But most of it was, the overarching theme was don't be a pervert. You know what I mean? To go in there like, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to punish somebody for something they did. You know what I mean? It's just part of the body and they didn't mean to come out so sensitive. And if you get on the right side of that, the gates of heaven open up. But so you learn those things in the hopes that you get so good that no woman will ever not want to make the love. But you get married, you have kids, slows down a little bit. But still had to do your duties. It's and men will do anything really just to have access to that goodness. We'll do whatever it takes. We will do whatever it takes. It's just different. And women, God bless you, especially the young women that I speak to, they roll their eyes when I tell them that men and women's libido is different. It just is. It just is. Men are disgusting in certain ways. Not to each other. We think we're normal. This is how we're born. When I was 9 or 10, can't be that young. 11 or 12. I was in the last year of primary school, but I was so dumb that I stayed down a year in primary school. That is how dumb I was. Holy Lord. Now I know it's because I was actually too smart. And they kept me down because they felt all the other students threatened. I mean, I was getting like C's and D's in primary school. I was not applying myself, let's say. Maybe it wasn't built for me. I had different skills. Anyway, just let me tell you, this should show you how men and women are different, okay? A buddy comes in. We'll call him Chad because that was his real name. And he says, boy, my cousin just told me something over the weekend. This was Monday morning, you know what I mean? You're gathering together. There's no social media. There's nobody calling each other to figure out how your weekend going. Say, hey, only gossip. Monday morning before school, and then break time, you get a little middle gossip, and then lunchtime, you have to play some football or whatever. So you really like those kind of few minutes before school start, and then that little 50-minute break between periods, whatever it was, 4 and 5 or 2 and 3, whatever it is. He says, I mean, this is true. He said his cousin told him if he wants to, he has an apparatus that he could set up that feels just like a woman. Okay, and what you do is you take a Ziploc bag. Or probably not Ziplocs back in those days, probably just sandwich bags before Ziplocs were invented. I'm old, third world. And you put some hand cream in it. Okay? Not too much. Not too much. And you stick it in between the box spring and the mattress. Okay? And you make love to that. Now, if you were lucky enough to live in a house where you had your own bedroom, that might have been a bit easier. But I didn't. I'd bunk beds with my brother. I don't know, maybe I had my own room by then. But anyway, after he tells us this, all of us bust out laughing. Your cousin should be arrested. He's a disgusting pervert. They should lick him down. But I guarantee you, every one of those boys went home and made love to their mattress. I guarantee you, because that is how thirsty the males can become. And when women do things and makes us feel good in that way, we will whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Shakira. God bless her. She's probably one of the most gorgeous women on the face of the earth. Has a trance-inducing way of moving her hips, which everybody, man, woman, and child, can do in Trinidad, by the way. But she sings like if she has 12 marbles in the back of her throat. Oh, oh, so, and she just went up into the boardroom, and the guys, I mean, it had to be an all-male boardroom back in those days. In the 90s, come on. They said beautiful. The songbird of our generation, to quote Will Ferrell. They said, listen, you are so good at singing. We would like you to do that a lot. And if you'd like to wear small clothes and dance, that's cool. You don't have to do it. It might be a cool idea, a cool thing to do for the fellas and the ladies, but it's women empowerment. It's only if you feel empowered and comfortable and you're owning your own sexuality that you should do those things. It definitely is not for the reason of pleasing the male fans. That is not what it's about. Okay? Just let's get that straight. This is about you becoming an empowered woman. Okay? And that's just one example. You know what I mean? Of why we do what we do. We're driven by food and love. And the problem is, and this is true, a man's heart is so much bigger than a woman's, unfortunately, physically and figuratively. There's so much love that we could hold in our hearts. And that is why so many men cheat, because they've given their family, their wife and their children, all the love that they could handle. The cups are overflowing. They are overflowing. Right? But there's still 16%, 17% of love in that heart. And so they find a young lady who, she can't even take that whole 16, 17%. Her cup overflowing too. So we still out there servicing a random bartender named Candice, Candy for short. And her cup's full too. And what's wrong with everybody's cup being full? What is the problem with that? If somebody was hungry looking outside and they're walking down the streets and they look inside, happy family, everybody is eating, everybody's having a, laughing, oh daddy, this is succulent, perfect medium rare, dad. Yeah, these eggs and cooked, perfectly cooked, dad. But there's all this leftover food on the table. And this poor lady's outside, she's hungry. Can we not feed her too? Everybody, the only people who could eat is the people inside this house. All right, and that is what we think. When we don't do it because of social norms, we behave ourselves. But just know that we go wrong with a heart, three quarters of the love. So that extra love just banging around in there, banging around inside the body. And where does it go? It goes to your crotch. It lightens the loins, throws super inflammable embalming fluid or whatever it is that's very, very flammable. And so that's why we walk around with all this. And we're carrying that burden, We're carrying that burden. We're not asking for any help to carry that. We just walk around knowing that our wives and children full of love. The cups, they can't even... The cup had to stay on the table. Cup can't even go anywhere else because it's so filled. If it's filled anymore, it's going to spill everywhere. And, so some men, they see the woman in the street, she's, maybe barefooted. Maybe her bottom of her feet is filthy and blackened. And all she wants is a meal. And I guess some men think, this poor woman, she just needs a little bit of food. And I have so much more to give. Because our hearts are so much bigger. They're just so much bigger. And right as I'm talking to you, thankfully, the enormous vacuum truck that sucks the frozen turds out of the street has just pulled up outside. And that is just what I supply to you. That is free of charge. That is free of charge. Anyway, I watched that documentary. Okay, the one where the woman is, she's holding her breath and falling underwater. Right? Just please. Where are we going with some of these sports? The slap fighting is the next one. The darts. We're filling up arenas for darts now. Shout out to Luke the Nuke. 16 going on 49 or whatever it was. So we're watching this woman holding her breath and falling. Oh my lord. Some of these Olympic sports. What is the point? I'm asking everybody, please. What is the point? Y'all think that's hard? You ask any married man. Any married man who's gone long on a pregnant wife. You know what that is? That belly locking off any kind of air supply. You're already kind of breathing through a little corner of your mouth. But that big belly just coming down and just squishing against the top portion of your face. You can't breathe. You can't even open your eyes. Otherwise, you're blinking navel fluff. Do we complain? No. I'm telling you right now, most married men, you show me a man with 3 kids, I show you a man that will die for 17 minutes, no problem. No training. Gut, thickness, no problem. Why? Because he holds his breath a lot. Not only when he's dealing with his wife, but when he has other things to do. You're learning to breathe all the time. You're getting frustrated by the churn. You're getting frustrated with life. You have to go to the bathroom or whatever. You have to breathe. You have to learn to breathe. You have to learn to breathe. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Some of these things. The slap fighting is another one. We actually invented it. Me and some friends invented it in Trinidad. We're not going to take any money from anybody's pockets. But that's actually just the truth. Oh, you heard that? They sucked all the turds out now. And thankfully, they're going to get back to work somewhere else the rest of the city. I mean, good Lord. Have a little respect for the neighborhood. Don't be sucking turds, 11 a.m. on a Monday morning. I've lost complete track of what I was saying now. Something about sports. It's gone and it doesn't matter. I love you all. Please have a pleasant week. Please enjoy everything that life has given you because it can be taken away in an instant. That's kind of dark, but it's true. Anything can be taken away. So stay thirsty for life. I love you. Goodbye.